Eminence, Kentucky today, which is in Henry County. Now, the man at the center of the storm was Bill Smoot. He was a former Confederate soldier turned desperado with a renegade branch of the Ku Klux Klan here, which he led. And to the federal authorities, he was the architect of over 100 acts of recorded violence that turned Henry and Owen counties into a dark and bloody ground. Now, under the brutal logic of General Stephen G. Burbridge's Order Number 59, the rules of war had been rewritten. The order was simple and it was terrifying. For every loyal civilian killed by Confederate guerrillas, 4 Confederate prisoners would be executed in retaliation. The crime that triggered the ledger that day was the murder of a local Union supporter, and the payment for that death was 3 men. There were no grand speeches, no last-minute reprieves, just the click of hammers cocking, sharp echoing crack of a volley that would haunt this entire county for a century, but lead to an entire decade of crazy things that we're about to discuss here. In 1870, as the reign of terror began to take hold in the hills, their bodies were moved to the Eminence Cemetery, where a 7-foot monument was raised, not as a headstone, but as a martyr's monument. So in 1864, the public killing of the 3 Confederate prisoners on the Newcastle Square, which locals here called the martyr executions, planted a seed of bitterness that the Civil War's end would not kill. And for men like Bill Smoot, former Confederate soldier with a penchant for violence, this wasn't just history, it was a mandate for revenge, and that revenge would be very brutal and prolonged. He formed a renegade branch of the Ku Klux Klan that operated with a chilling level of proficiency. They were literally the shadow government of Henry and Owens counties. The corruption there reached the highest levels of the society here. Now, the Ku Klux Klan was supported by local lawmen, by the newspapers, and by the courts. Secret Service documents prove that the sheriff of Owen County was also a Klansman. And between 1871 and 1874, more than 100 people were shot, whipped, or driven from their land. The gang targeted anyone who stood for the new federal order. Many black families building new lives and white unionists who refused to bow down to the old guard were quite severely punished, murdered, beaten, and by 1973, the violence had become so brazen that the federal government could no longer just stand by and ignore it. So they sent in a deputy U.S. Marshal named Willis